The perfect practice plan. Everything in a guitar practice plan can be split up into three main areas. 1. Warm-up, finger dexterity, finger separation, finger stretching, coordination, and speed. 2. Applied theory / technical. And 3. Fun / creative. In a few moments, I'll cover each one of these areas, what they mean, and I'll give some examples. This perfect practice plan makes sure that you're hitting each of these three things every time you pick up your guitar. And I've broken it down into a 15-minute plan because 15 minutes is something that anyone can fit into their schedule, even if they're busy. So how long should you do each one of these sections? Part 1, warm-up / finger dexterity for 3 minutes. Part 2, applied theory / technical for 5 minutes. And part 3, fun / creative for 7 minutes. And if you have extra time, double or triple your time spent on number 2 and number 3. For example, if you double your time on number 2 and 3, then it would look like this. Part 1, warm-up / finger dexterity for 3 minutes. Part 2, applied theory / technical for 10 minutes. And part 3, fun / creative for 14 minutes. Now let's get into each one of these three practice areas, talk about why it's important, and give some examples. The first section of the perfect practice plan is warm-up / finger dexterity / finger separation / finger stretching, coordination, and speed. Do this section for 3 minutes. Why do this? Just like an athlete warms up before an important game, it's very important for you to warm up before you play guitar. This will help you get the most out of everything else you do in your practice plan, and it gets even more important the older you get. This first part of your practice plan can work on any or all of the following things. Finger dexterity, which is making coordinated movements with your fingers. Finger separation, which is how well you can move each fretting hand finger independently from the others. Think of your third and fourth fingers. If you move your third finger, does your fourth finger go with it? Or if you move your fourth finger, does your third finger go with it? Finger stretching is about how far you can reach across the fretboard with your fretting hand fingers. Coordination is how well your picking hand and fretting hand work in time together. Do your hands play together in sync when you're strumming and picking at a slow speed and a fast speed? Or do they fall out of time with each other? Speed is how fast you're able to pick, strum, finger notes, and change chords. Speed isn't everything, but if your fingers and pick can't move fast enough to play the songs you want to play, then it can be pretty frustrating. There are all kinds of different exercises that can help with all the things I just listed. Here are some examples. Bonus tip, make sure to practice with a metronome and use a pen and paper or note-taking app on your phone. Sometimes it can be hard to see progress when playing guitar. The speed that you practice something is measured in BPM, which stands for beats per minute. If you write down how fast you practice something, you can try to beat that time by 1 or 2 BPM each time that you sit down to practice. By practicing with a metronome, you also improve your sense of timing so that you'll stay in time better when playing with other musicians in the future. Try playing along at a quarter note speed, which means on each click of the metronome, you play one note. Also make sure to start on the 1 count, which is when the metronome makes a louder or higher pitched click sound. The second section of the perfect practice plan is applied theory / technical. Do this section for 5 minutes. Why do this? This is where you gain a new skill, new technique, or new knowledge that will help you understand your favorite songs and understand the guitar. You'll understand your favorite songs and why they sound great, and learn how to create your own riffs that sound really good. without feeling like you're guessing or throwing spaghetti at the wall. Bonus tip, going new versus going deeper. With any part of your guitar practice plan, you can choose to go new or go deeper. Many people wonder why they don't seem to be making any progress in their guitar playing. They also don't get why their lead guitar playing sounds robotic and like they're stuck in a box. Most times, this is because they keep going new instead of going deeper. An example of going new would be when you know the first two positions of the E minor pentatonic scale and you decide to learn the third position. Going deeper would be using the techniques you already know, like bends, hammer-ons, pull-offs, and slides with the first and second position of the E minor pentatonic scale and mixing in different lengths of notes, rests, etc. Going deeper is basically finding more ways to use the stuff that you already know. A second example, going new could be learning the harmonic minor scale. Going deeper would be when you already know the natural minor scale and practice moving that around to different keys. A third example, going new, could be learning the B7 chord. Going deeper would be when you already know the A major chord, but you learn how to play it in 3 different places across the neck. Here are some examples of things you could work on in this section. Depending on your skill level right now, some of these things will be new things, and some of these would be going deeper. Chord change exercise between 2 chords. Bar chords. A new strumming pattern. Playing along to a new time signature like 3/4, 6/8, etc. A new scale position. How to use the scale positions you know in more ways. New chords like minor, major, 7th, sus2, sus4. How to use the chords you already know in more ways across the neck. How to build a certain scale. How to build a certain chord. Moving chords across the guitar neck using different shapes. The circle of fifths. Finding notes on the fretboard. Techniques like hammer-ons, pull-offs, rakes, sweep picking, bends, vibrato, slides, tapping, natural harmonics, pinch harmonics, palm muting, double stops, whammy bar tricks, and so on. Combination techniques like bends with vibrato, sweep picking with tapping, and double stop bends. Now the third section of the perfect practice plan is fun/creative. Do this section for 7 minutes. Why? Ending a practice session with something fun and creative is like finishing dinner with dessert. It makes it more fun and it ends things on a positive note. Plus, it gives you a chance to use the applied theory/technical things that you just worked on in a musical and creative way. Examples for this section would be learning to play a song or a certain part of a song, or improvising over a backing track in a certain key while focusing on specific techniques or details. Different details you could focus on during this improvisation could be moving between the first and second position of the G major scale, using half-step bends, chord tone targeting to hit the 5th on each chord, switching back and forth from major pentatonic to minor pentatonic, starting leads after the 1 count, using rests and repetition to create emotion, and creating tension by using half steps and by staying away from the root note. Now you might be wondering, how do you know what you should do in each of these 3 areas? That depends on 1, your skill level right now, 2, what music you like, 3, your goals, and 4, what will get you to your goals the fastest. Every person will have their own unique version of the perfect practice plan, because what you practice depends on your skill level right now, what music you like, and what your goals are. If you're not sure what to focus on, that's where a one-to-one or small group program can help. I've included a link below this so that you can schedule a one-to-one guitar coaching session with me for free. We can talk about your music background, what would be best for your skill level, and how to get to your goals the fastest. I hope you enjoy the perfect practice plan and start putting this to use in your guitar playing today.